Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. This is case number 417 on the calendar in the matter of Kurtley versus Moer. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Miss Kurtley, the defendant is your former husband, and according to what I've read, I believe that the two of you were divorced in 1991. Is that right?
Yes.
And you have a 15-year-old son. Miss Kurtley, your lawsuit is about lawyers' fees.
Yes.
You believe that your former husband should pay for your legal fees when there was some support dispute between the two of you. You also want certain personal property that was your son's that was at the defendant's home because your son is now living with you.
Yes.
Mr. Moer says he paid for his lawyer, you pay for yours, and whatever property is at his house, he purchased, and he will keep in his house for visits, for if his son ever comes back to stay there. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So I need a sort of a time frame. In 1991, your son was quite young. Who did he live with?
He lived with me.
Until when?
Until December of 1998.
What happened in 1998?
In 1998, my son's been having some difficulties as he's grown up. And in December of 1998...
You mean behavior problems?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. December 1998, we checked into some residential treatment centers, and our insurance would not pay for those. So at that time, we decided with Mr. Moer and his wife that my son would go up there, up to Maryland to live with him.
And where were you living?
I live in Virginia.
Okay.
During this time, my son was admitted into residential treatment center.
Where was the treatment program?
In Maryland.
How far from his father?
Approximately 15 minutes.
How often did he go to his father's?
To his father's house. Very rarely did he go to his father's house.
Okay. Now, what was this lawsuit about?
The lawsuit, Mr. Moer, he asked for back child support.
When did he ask for back child support?
In November of 2001. So he asked for back child support when my son was in residential treatment, which I had told him when he gets out full-time that I will pay him my $100 a month that we agreed to.
Okay. Was there a court order for $100 a month?
Yes, sir.
So there's a court order for $100 a month that you pay him $100 a month child support?
Yes.
Was that order ever terminated when your son went into residential treatment?
No, ma'am. We had a verbal agreement.
The order was not terminated?
No, ma'am.
Tell me about this verbal agreement that said that you didn't have to pay child support anymore.
At the treatment center when my son went in, me, myself, and my husband and Mr. Moer stood out in the parking lot, and we decided that since he was in residential treatment and that neither one of us really had custody because he was a ward to the state, that the support would stop.
Is that right, sir?
Not in exactly them words.
Was it close?
It was similar, but not exact. Mrs. Kurtley is very persistent on everything that she does. So I've learned to not fight with her on anything that she says. So,
well, tell me about the conversation, Mr. Moer.
She said that she was not going to pay during the time that he was in residential. I was definitely not in agreement to that, but there's nothing I can do if she stops paying it anyway.
Well, what did she say? What did you say?
She said that she wasn't going to pay it. And I said, well, whatever. I mean, if she misinterpreted that as...
This is your first big legal lesson of the episode. A casual conversation in a parking lot doesn't outrank a signed court order. One parent walks away convinced. Support is paused while our son's in treatment. The other walks away thinking, she's going to stop paying no matter what I say. Both feel justified, but the judge doesn't care about who felt what. She looks at one thing, is the support order still active? If yes, then every unpaid month is a debt, not a misunderstanding. A shrug, a whatever, or staying silent to avoid a fight is not the same as legally waiving support. And that's where a lot of people get burned. They mistake tired silence for consent. So imagine this is your life. Would you really stop paying based only on a heated, off-the-record chat outside a treatment center? Or would you protect yourself by getting that change stamped by a court before a single payment stops?
Me saying, well, okay, well, you can do what you want to. That's certainly not the case.
So tell me about this support proceeding that you started, sir. Why did you start it?
My son was in residential. He was in a program next to my home. It was like maybe 10 minutes away. It was only about 8 miles, 10 miles. He was actually going to be transitioned home. And
when? Starting when?
Starting, I believe it was in September is when they contacted me of 2001 and said that he was going to start transitioning home and that it would take several months for him to transition. It's a slow process that they send you back into your home.
Okay.
But at that point, he was starting to come to my home 2 and 3 times a week and then spending the night and then going back. And then we did alternating weekends between his mother and I.
Okay.
But certainly at that time, that's when I contacted the Department of Social Services Child Enforcement Division for the
Right.
child support. And they told me that I needed to, at that point, since he was in residential, it was a case to where it was a little bit iffy, so that I had to have an attorney go through the courts for them to make a ruling on her to continue to pay the child support. At that time, I asked Mrs. Kurtley if she would start paying child support again, because certainly he was spending more time in my home.
And
I needed more money to support. And she said, no, I'm not going to pay you child support until he is totally out of there. I already told you that.
Is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am. I told him that.
Is that what happened? So he said to you, a child is spending more time with me now. Could you please start paying the child support again? And you said no.
Yes.
And so he took you to court.
Yes.
Well, then you have a problem, Miss Kurtley, because you have an order of support that had never been formally modified. $100 a month,
Yes, ma'am.
which is less than $20 a week, which isn't a lot of support. But even if there was a period of time when he claimed he forgave the child support when the child wasn't coming home, once he says to you, I want you to begin to pay the child support again, you say no. He's got an absolute right to go to court. Why should he pay your attorney?
Well, my son was ward to the state at this time. Neither one, myself nor Mr. Moser, had custody of my son.
When a child is a ward of the state, that means that the public is paying for your child's support.
Yes, ma'am.
That means that both of you should have been contributing to the residential treatment center. That's what we do in New York State. We sue both parents for the support of a child who is in residential treatment, because as between you and the public, you're supposed to pay. Neither one of you is supposed to get off scot-free while the rest of us pay for your child. We have our own children.
Listen carefully when the judge shifts from their private argument to the bigger picture. If the state is funding a child's treatment, that doesn't mean the parents are off the hook. It means the rest of society is fronting the bill, and the system expects the parents to contribute, not disappear. Both parents in this story are focused on each other. Who has the child more nights? Who should be paying whom? Who forgave what? The judge is focused on a different question. Why are neither of you stepping up financially while the public picks up the tab? That's why she pushes back so hard on any idea that support should have just stopped. Legally, the order never died. Morally, she's reminding them they both had responsibilities long before this courtroom day. Do you think that's fair? Or do you think a parent dealing with distance, treatment, and stress deserves more flexibility than the system gives?
Pay for. You pay for yours.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
Words got said and she had ended up pushing me, and when I fell back, I hit my finger on it and it broke my finger.
What'd you get into an argument about?
And I don't remember exactly because I was drinking.
So you don't remember what you were arguing about?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christine Kurtley says ex-husband Thomas Moser owes for attorney fees as a result of their child support case. Thomas says he paid for his attorney and she should pay for hers.
In any event, Ms. Kurtley, he has an absolute right to sue you for this back support. You had an issue. The issue was a legitimate issue. If you chose to hire an attorney, then you hire an attorney. He had an attorney. I assume you paid for your own attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
You pay for your attorney. That's number one. Finished. Next. Next is property. What property do you claim that he has that belongs to your son?
He has a snowboard.
A
that was
snowboard?
given, these were all given as gifts. He has I believe it's a 19-inch TV that was given to him last Christmas. A pair of rollerblades that I paid half on. A CD Walkman with earphones and CD that was given to him as a gift. But that's basically what's at the
Okay,
house.
so those things. Do you have those things?
Yes, Your Honor, not all of them.
What is it that you have?
I have the snowboard.
Was that a gift?
Yes, it was.
To whom?
It was a gift to Justin from us. And
Fine, then he has to get it back.
Right, that's fine. I don't have a
Fine,
dispute.
next.
The TV is a 13-inch TV, not a 19-inch TV.
Was that a gift?
And it was a gift, and he can have it.
Fine. What's next?
My point is, she never asked for any of this till now.
Fine.
But I don't have a problem with that. Right, Your Honor, may I ask something of
Yes.
you? Since she never asked me for any of this previous to this, is there any way that you can order? I don't have a problem with her coming and getting them.
Right.
But why should I have to drive down there and drop him off?
No, you shouldn't have to.
Right.
Do you have a house that you can pack them up and put them on the porch or something?
Well, actually, I can contact her. She can contact me. I'll get along with her fine. As long as she meets me at a mutual point right off the Beltway where she can pick him up, that's fine.
5 days from today.
That's fine.
What time? 12 noon?
Absolutely.
Satisfactory?
Yes.
Fine, very good. Do you visit with your son? Does he visit with you?
No, he chooses not to. I've tried to contact him, but he refuses my calls.
Okay, well, he'll come around. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I need some help with my son.
I tried my best to do what I can for my son.
My son is very aggressive.
He certainly doesn't want me in his life right now.
He needs his father. He is a 15-year-old boy.
He's denied my phone calls.
I'm not sure what else that I can do right at this point.
Maybe someday he'll give me a call.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jeffrey versus Swinney. Step forward.
26-year-old accounting clerk Angel Jeffrey is suing her former roommate, 27-year-old customer service rep Debbie Swinney, for unpaid rent and for the return of her belongings. Debbie is countersuing for medical bills as the result of Angel breaking her finger.
Miss Jeffrey, I've read your complaint very carefully, and it is your allegation.
On paper, that case ends in a neat, tight way. No reimbursement for lawyer bills, the support order stands, and the son's snowboard, TV, and other gifts are recognized as his property, not either parent's weapon in the fight. From a legal standpoint, it's clean. But emotionally, the ending is anything but. We're left with a mother who isn't arguing about money anymore. She's talking about a 15-year-old boy who won't pick up the phone. She's worried about aggression, distance, rejection, and that awful sentence. Maybe someday he'll call. The court can force checks to be written and items to be exchanged, but it can't order trust, forgiveness, or contact from a hurt teenager. Here's the real gut punch. All those years of fights over support and obligations didn't just strain a bank account. They probably shaped how that teenager sees both parents. Do you think the legal battle helped him, or turned his life into one long scoreboard of who did more and who paid less?
That the defendant, who was a former friend of yours, owes you for 9 months' rent in an apartment that you moved into together, and she decided to leave after 3 months. You also claim that she took some property when she moved out. Miss Swinney says that she couldn't live with you because things got to be a little hairy, and that you were responsible for her breaking her little finger after an argument. She wants you to pay her medical bills, which amount to some $400. She also says that there was never an intention on the part of both of you that she was going to live there permanently. That's why the lease to the apartment was in your name. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Jeffrey, how long did you know her before you decided to move in together?
Almost 16 years.
Oh, that's a long time. Where were you living prior to you moving in together?
I lived with my mother. She lived with her mom.
Now, what was your arrangement when you found this apartment?
We had discussed getting an apartment together because neither one of us could live with our parents anymore. We couldn't afford a 2-bedroom, so we decided to get a 1-bedroom. We went and looked at an apartment and spoke with the apartment manager, and because Debbie had been evicted before and I didn't have enough money to make the 3 times the amount of the rent, she suggested that she put me on because I had good rental history and used Debbie's income to qualify for the apartment.
Is that what you did?
Yes, we did.
Is that right?
I don't think my income was on, I don't think any of my information was even on the lease.
On the lease application we're talking about.
Well, on the agreement, the total.
I'm not talking about the agreement. On the application.
The lease, the typed up lease at the apartment thing. I don't think my...
Pay careful attention to what I'm saying. You keep saying lease and I keep saying application.
Well, I didn't fill out an application.
When you filled out the application, how much money did you indicate that you earned?
I earned about $800 a month.
How much was the rent on the apartment?
$475.
And how much did you put down on the application for the lease that you earned?
It was about $1,800 combined.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we moved into the apartment, and about 2.5 months later, she told me that she was looking for another apartment.
Did she say why?
No, she didn't tell me why.
Had you been getting along?
As far as I know, I didn't think there was any problems.
Now, this is a 1-bedroom apartment. Where did you sleep?
I had my bed in the bedroom. Debbie didn't have a bed. We borrowed a bed from my witness, and we used it in the living room as a couch, and that's where Debbie slept until she could get another bed to put in the bedroom.
Was that what you were going to do?
Another bed wouldn't fit in the bedroom, but I just stayed in the living room, and I was going to stay in the living room if I had stayed in the apartment. So
Did you pay the same rent?
Yes, we did.
half the rent? Yes, ma'am.
Did she pay the first month's rent that you were there?
Yes, she did.
Second month?
Yes, she did.
Third month?
We actually lived there 2.5 months. We paid a half a month when we moved in. She did pay that. She paid August and September, and that was it.
Are you still living there?
No, I just moved out. I had to break the lease.
How much did it cost you to break the lease?
$878.
Okay. $878 is not $2,400.
Correct. And when I had originally filed the suit, I was planning on staying in the apartment. However, with my income, I couldn't afford it.
Okay, so you had to pay $878 to get out of the lease.
Correct.
All right. So at this point, you want to modify your claim for half of that, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what about the property that she took?
Now we switch from family law to something almost everyone can relate to, the roommate gamble. Two friends of 16 years, one small apartment, and no formal written plan beyond will split it. On day 1, that sounds simple. On day 75, when someone wants out, suddenly every assumption matters. One side is holding the lease, carrying the legal responsibility, and paying to break it. The other leaves early, claims the living situation felt wrong, and doesn't think they should be stuck with a bill for a place they no longer live in. Layer on top of that a vacation together, drinking, a late-night argument outside a club, and a broken finger. Now this isn't just about rent, it's about betrayal. From the judge's point of view, though, emotion is just background noise. She looks at who signed what, who paid what, and whether there was a clear intention to share costs over time. If you've ever said, "Let's move in together, we'll figure the rest out later," this is the outcome you hope you never see. Your best friend across from you, not on the couch, but at counsel's table.
When she moved out, she had some of my clothing and some pictures that we had taken on our vacation, and I asked her to return them to me, and she gave me dates and times that she was going to come, and she never showed up.
Where's her stuff?
I did. I have it. I still have it, and she can have it back. I don't.
Well, why didn't you give it back to her?
It's just because I was working overtime and didn't have the time to meet her nowhere.
Why did you take it from the apartment to
Well,
begin with?
the clothes that I had was a pair of wind pants and 2 shirts, and it was in my dirty laundry, and it was at my mom's house whenever I had moved out, because that's where I did my laundry at. And then the pictures I had in my car, so, and the mailbox key I had on me.
So you're going to return all those things to her?
I will.
5 days, I'll prepare an order.
Okay.
Where are you living now, by the way?
I got my own apartment,
How much are you paying in rent?
$550 a month.
How come you left the apartment? Just curious.
Well, after we went to California and we got into an argument and my finger got broke, I didn't feel, that she was really my friend. She never once apologized, and I just didn't feel comfortable.
Well, that's your counterclaim. Why don't you tell me about it?
Well, first of all, we went to California, and I think mainly the only reason why I went is so she didn't have to ride in the plane by herself and drive. So I went, and after the wedding, we had went to a
What
club.
wedding?
It was Mary's wedding. That's why we went. And
Is that a mutual friend of yours?
well, yeah, she's Angel's friend.
Okay, go ahead.
We went to the club and went out, and we were drinking, so we were intoxicated or whatever. And
Both of you?
yeah, yes, ma'am, both of us.
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Well, we were both drinking. And afterwards, we had gotten to an argument, and we were going to leave the club. She wanted to
What
leave.
would you get into an argument about?
It was over dancing. I don't remember exactly because I was drinking.
So you don't remember what you were arguing about?
Well, it was over dancing, but I don't remember exactly what, words were said and stuff.
Go ahead.
So Angel wanted to leave, and after we went outside the club, words got said, and she had ended up pushing me. And when I fell back, I hit my finger. They had some concrete things out there. I hit my finger on it, and it broke my finger. So, and then she never once apologized. The whole way back on the plane, after we were back, she never said she was sorry.
Okay, and you had some medical bills. What were your medical bills?
Well, I have insurance, so the insurance paid most of it, but I still have my portion of the emergency room, and then when I got back, I had to see an orthopedic surgeon. My co-payments were $15. I went 3 times.
So how much were your out-of-pocket expenses?
For the emergency room, for all bills together, was $285.17.
You want to tell me about this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
With her finger?
We were at the club, like she said, and we were sitting outside talking, and Debbie wanted to go dance, and she wanted me to go with her, and I was talking with some other people, and I told her, go on, and I'll be out there in a minute, and she got mad, said she didn't want to go alone, and I told her she wasn't alone. There was other people out there, and
Other people out?
on the dance floor, and she had said, I want you to come out there with me because you're going to leave me here. And I said, what makes you think I'm going to leave you here? We came from Texas to California. I wouldn't leave you. And so then she started getting mouthy and cussing at me, and that's when I said, let's go, because I didn't want to make a big scene. We got outside the club, and she was up in my face and cussing at me, and I asked her 3 times to please back away from me. She didn't. I pushed her.
And she fell?
She didn't fall, no.
What happened?
I guess when she stumbled back to catch her fall, she like threw her hands up in the air. I don't know if she hit her finger on a trash can or anything like that. All I know is later on the night she was complaining her finger hurt. So the next day we took her to the emergency room.
You think that's when she hurt her finger?
Yes.
You feel any responsibility with regard to that?
No, I don't.
You put your hands on her.
Yes, but she provoked it by screaming and yelling and cussing at me.
Sticks and stones break your bones. Names will never hurt me. Very unfortunate. She didn't mean to hurt you, right? But she's responsible because she put her hands on you. You're not allowed to put your hands on somebody else. Period. Discussion. Your out-of-pocket medical expenses are $285. You probably did open up your mouth, and you were probably a little out of control. That doesn't give her the right to put her hands on you. So she's going to be responsible for your out-of-pocket medical bills.
This moment is a perfect snapshot of how the law views self-control. One friend says, "She was in my face, yelling and cussing, and I just pushed her." The other says, "I fell, hit something, and broke my finger, and she never even apologized." Both agree there were harsh words and alcohol. The question is, does verbal provocation ever make physical force okay? The judge's answer is simple and firm. No, you don't get to turn frustration into contact. Raised voices, bad language, and that urge to shut someone up are exactly the moments where the law expects you to walk away, not lash out. That's why the medical bill responsibility lands on the one who pushed, even if the injury was never intended. Think about your own threshold. How often do you excuse physical reactions with, "They pushed me too far"? Watching this play out under courtroom lighting with receipts and x-rays on the table, suddenly that one little shove doesn't look so small anymore, does it?
Which are $285. Now, you owed her $439 for half of the expense that she incurred when she had to break the lease because you left. And I believe that there was an arrangement between the two of you that you were going to spend 12 months in this apartment. I also think that you don't have to stay in the apartment with somebody who didn't do the right thing with regard to your broken pinky. So I have what?
I also have utility bills and stuff that she never paid.
I have deducted $285 from the $439, and that leaves $154, if that's what you're entitled to. With regard to the property is to be returned within 5 days, the property that you took by accident. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
If she would have apologized for breaking my finger, then it would have been a different story.
I mean, her finger got broken, but I think she just didn't want to live there anymore.
She could have stayed there. I pay more rent than she pays. She could afford $475 a month.
She would have worked out arrangements, and everything would have been fine.
I don't have nothing against her now. It's just, I just haven't talked to her.
I don't dislike her anyway.
So it's not like we're just enemies. I just haven't contacted her.
23-year-old construction worker Joshua Nave for biting off part of his ear. Joshua says Vincent pulled a gun, and he did what he had to do.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 303 on the calendar in the matter of Macklin versus Nave. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mr. Macklin, it is your claim that the defendant bit off your ear, or a good piece of it,
Yes,
during the course of an assault.
correct.
The defendant says he was defending not only himself, but really his sister when this incident took place. Is that right?
Yes.
So let me try to put this into context as I understand your complaint. Mr. Macklin, you were having a get-together, a party at your house with some friends and acquaintances. Among the people that were there, according to what you tell me in your complaint, was the defendant's sister.
Correct.
Someone who you knew casually. So far, am I correct?
Correct.
Is this the sister?
Yes, it is.
At some point during the evening, according to you, this gentleman appeared at your door. You asked him what he wanted. He said who he was, and he said, "I'm here to pick up my sister." And you told him to get out.
Correct.
And sometime later, this altercation took place.
Yes.
You also tell me in your complaint, sir, that you had noticed some shenanigans going on with some men going into the bathroom with the defendant's sister. You
Yes.
didn't know what was going on in there, but I assume that you thought it was something of a sexual nature. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, I am assuming that you saw that before he came to pick his sister up.
Yes.
Why did you close the door in his face when he came to pick up his sister?
Because he was demanding some money.
Well, tell me about that, sir.
His sister is a dancer, a stripper. So he was demanding money. She claims I promised her some money to come strip at my party.
Oh, well, you didn't put that in your complaint, sir. So there's a whole other piece to the story that neither of you put in your papers.
My little
Is she the
girl,
dancer?
you've reached a
Was she
magic
there?
door.
What do you mean you believe so?
A brand new world is waiting
prompted
to
you, sir,
explore.
to go to the house and pick up your sister?
Go on and fly, my 18 springs. Spread your wings and try all the things. The path may twist, the sky may sometimes fade, but in your heart a promise I have made. I'm your anchor, your home, your guiding star. No matter how near or how far you are, go chase the dreams that set your soul on fire. My support is endless, climbing ever higher. You'll make mistakes, darling, that's how we learn. There are lessons hidden at every turn. Trust your instinct, let your spirit lead the way. Sow the good seeds, bloom a little more each day. Don't let the whispers dim your brilliant shine. Your voice matters, your strength is truly divine.
Through a coffee table. He threw one of my friends through a coffee table.
I thought you said you closed the door and told him to leave.
That's after he demanded money. He demanded money because he said...
So
"You
he
owe my
was in
sis-"
the house already.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Just a second. Tell me what he said when he demanded money.
He says, you owe my sister $100. I said, this is my house, you can leave. Get out.
And what happened?
He left.
And then what happened?
Well, I was in my room looking on the computer with my witness, Janet, and all of a sudden I heard a loud crash. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Next thing you know what, him and a bunch of his buddies are in my bedroom beating me up. You know, they come crashing through with a bunch of his buddies, they were beating me up.
Crashing through where?
They crashed through my bedroom. I was in my bedroom. You know, I was in my bedroom with her on the computer. And all of a sudden all these guys just come rushing in.
You mean you're having a party with somebody who may or may not have been a dancer, and you got a whole bunch of people there having a good time, dancing, drinking, having fun, and you're inside on your computer in your bedroom.
Correct. Yes, we were in my bedroom on the internet. Yes. So, you know, I didn't know what the heck was going on. I'd never seen this guy before in my life. Never seen him before in my life. So I picked up a gun. They were like, he's got a gun, he's got a gun. So they went running outside. So I ran outside, and as they was running, they were crashing my house. I walked out my living room. It was just a shambles, you know. So I walked outside, went into the courtroom, out down the stairs to get a license plate number, and all of a sudden, me and him got into a confrontation.
And what happens when you got into a confrontation?
We got into a confrontation. We started fighting. We went down to the ground, and we were rolling around. And, all of a
that's
sudden
when you got your ear bitten?
Correct.
Okay. And where was the gun at that time?
Oh, it was in the house. I mean, it didn't even have a clip in it or anything like that.
I don't care whether it had a clip or not. You're telling me that you put the gun back inside when you went outside?
Oh, yes. I mean.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Now, let me hear you.
We was there partying and got in a big fight. I got through a coffee table.
What did you get into a fight about?
I don't really even know. They was all mad at her or something. I don't even know. I don't like to get involved in her affairs. But I was just there. I was just there to have a good time, party. The bars were closed, so I stopped by, you know, to have a couple drinks. It was still a little early. Well, I get jumped, get through a coffee table. I was jumped up. I had a whole bunch of CDs, a book that holds about 100 CDs that I had brought with me to play some music. I was grabbing that. While I was grabbing that, he was grabbing his gun from in between the mattresses. I take off running. I'm jumping down flights of stairs. I'm not even running down the stairs. I'm jumping down them. I lose, about 15 CDs. I'm trying to shove them back in the book. At this time, she yells, "Gun." So I thought he was coming at me with the gun. I took off running, ran around the building, which I was parked right in the front. I was so, drunk and scared. I ran around the building. When I ran back, he met me. He chased me outside. I don't know if he had the gun or not. It was dark. He came up to me and goes, "I have no problem with you," and hit me. When he did that, I had to do what I had to do. And I don't know what made me think to bite his ear off. All I knew is he had a gun.
I did not chase him with a gun. I was in my house. These guys, he came with a bunch of
chased
buddies.
me outside, though.
Just a second. Step up. Tell me your first name.
Jenny.
What were you doing there, Jenny?
I just went there to just go chill after a party.
After what party?
It was an after-bar party.
What were you doing in the bathroom with these guys?
I was in no bathroom with no guys. I was standing in the kitchen when my brother got there.
What do you do professionally?
Right now, I stay home with my child.
Okay. Before you stayed home with your child, did you do any professional dancing?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He was drunk. You were drunk. I have no idea about her. That's what happens when you get drunk. What do you want from me?
And later today.
How much was the ring?
$2,700, $2,500.
I'm trying to resolve this, Mr. Lupo. I don't want you to think that this is an interview for The Sopranos. Do you understand?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Vincent Macklin says Joshua Nave crashed his party, started a fight, and bit off part of his ear.
Go ahead.
Can I show you this? It says right here, it's a police report where he says the victim stated, which is him, that he was very drunk. And the incident would not have happened if he wasn't so drunk.
So were you.
No, I was not that drunk.
You just a second. You just told me.
I said I've been drinking.
No. That's not what you said.
Okay.
That's not what you said. You said you ran outside. You ran the wrong way because you were drunk and
well, I was
scared.
Scared, yeah.
No. You said drunk and scared is what you said. He was drunk. You were drunk. I have no idea about her. That's what happens when you get drunk. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? That's what happens when you have a wild drinking party at your house.
But I was at my house.
I don't care if you were in your house.
He came to my house with his buddies and jumped me.
No.
He's not saying that his buddies were there.
Listen to me. You let him into your house. You may not have liked what happened once he was there. I don't know what was going on. Everybody was drinking, brawling. Everybody was, who knows what they were doing in the bathroom, in the kitchen.
Party.
Listen to me, sir. You let him into your house. You had too much to drink. He had too much to drink. You picked up a gun, licensed, I'm sure. Is that right?
Yes, the police officers have all this on record.
Good. He takes off. You take off after him. He doesn't know whether you still have the gun. Confront each other according to you. And the fight was on.
He's not telling a vital part. He had a bunch of buddies with him. He brought a whole gang of guys that started ruining my house. He didn't get thrown through. He threw my buddy through a table.
You just told me you ran out after him to get a license plate.
Because
That's what you told me.
Yes.
And you had already, in your bedroom, picked up a gun. He was fleeing. You had not been injured up until that point. Is that correct?
The gun never left the house. He brought a gang of people into my house. If someone comes to your house and invades your house...
Mr. Macklin, call the police.
I couldn't. They were beating me up. They were beating me up, and they threw a friend of mine through a glass coffee table.
Listen, Mr. Macklin, I wasn't born yesterday, sir. You just told me 2 seconds ago that you were inside with this young lady in your bedroom playing on the computer, on the internet.
Correct.
In the same moment that you were playing on the computer on the internet, you go into your bedroom, you call the police, and you say, a group of people have just invaded my house.
That's not the way it happened. He came crashing through the bedroom. He came through with his buddies and started beating me up.
You're going to have an answer for everything. You're not going to have an answer for me. If you allow a drunken brawl to get going in your house, and then later you have a fight with him, and you get the worst of the fight because he bites you during the course of the fight, what do you want from me?
That's not what happened.
Goodbye. The case is...
This is the kind of case that sounds like a movie script until you remember these are real people, real injuries, and real decisions. We've got a late night after party, heavy drinking, a dancer's sister, men slipping in and out of a bathroom, a gun tucked between mattresses, and a chase outside that ends with someone's ear partially bitten off. Both men are convinced they were the one in danger. One says, "I was jumped in my own house. I grabbed the gun and ran after them." The other says, "I saw a gun, I ran, and when he caught up and hit me, I did what I had to do to survive." The judge doesn't crown a hero here. She basically says, this is exactly what happens when you mix alcohol, strangers, and weapons. From a legal angle, the host loses sympathy the moment he introduces a firearm into a drunken situation, and then chases the conflict outside instead of ending the party or calling the police. From a human angle, you're left with someone who needs cosmetic surgery because a single night spun completely out of control. Be honest. How many red flags would you ignore before a night like that?
Dismissed. Next time, make sure that you don't invite people who you don't know to your house.
Officer, excuse me, step out.
I've suffered. I've half my ear bitten off.
I don't feel it's right that I bit his ear off, but I don't feel it's right that they can jump me and pull a gun on me.
I have doctor's bill. I have cosmetic surgery that needs to be done.
I was scared. I had to do what I had to do.
You know, I just need to be careful on who I invite over my house from now on.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hustava versus Lupo. Step forward, please.
21-year-old accountant Nicole Hustava is suing her ex-fiancé, 26-year-old mechanic Christopher Lupo, for his share of a wedding that never happened.
Mrs. Taba, you and the defendant have been engaged to be married. And according to your complaint, you broke the engagement for whatever reason, and you had an agreement with the defendant that you were each going to contribute to the wedding.
Correct.
You put down certain deposits on things for the wedding, and when the engagement was broken, the defendant refused to pay you half of the deposits, which was your agreement. In addition, you purchased a wedding dress that you claimed that you stored or left at the defendant's mother's home that he refuses to return to you. Mr. Lupo says that you did have an agreement that you were going to share the costs of the wedding, correct?
Yes, correct.
But when you broke the engagement, you kept everything. I don't know what everything is. And in addition, you kept the engagement ring.
Correct.
So he's not paying for anything, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so you really want the engagement ring back, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You're a quick learner. Did you want your dog?
No, she could keep it. Just the point, like, if I wanted to take it back, she wouldn't have gave it to me anyway, but, you know, she can keep it.
Mr. Lupo, do you want your dog? The answer is no, she could keep the dog.
She could keep the dog.
But you want your personal items back?
Yes.
And the engagement ring?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have his personal items? Is not an answer,
I
madam.
do have some of his clothes at the house.
Well, tell me, what do you have?
Maybe some sweatpants. I mean, it's
Do
really
you
nothing
have a jacket?
I didn't see the leather jacket. I did look for it, and I didn't find it.
Now, where's the engagement ring?
I have the engagement ring. I told him I'll give it back to him. I have no problem giving it back to him as long as I get the money for the from the deposits. But I did pay $300 towards the engagement ring, and I have that also.
Did she pay some money towards the engagement ring, Mr. Lupo?
Yes, she did.
How much was the ring?
$2,700, $2,500.
I'm trying to resolve this, Mr. Lupo, and I don't want you to. I don't want you to think that this is an interview for The Sopranos. Do you understand? It is not. It is not. So we're going to try to behave like this is a courtroom, and this is a serious piece of business.
She has the receipts.
Mr. Lupo, do you understand what I'm saying to you, sir?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do, because I'm sure that you don't talk the way you're talking to me if you go and you're talking to a priest. Do you understand? You understand? You try to act respectfully, which is exactly what I expect. I expect you to act as if you would talk. Strike that. I expect you to talk as if you were talking to a doctor who just told you that he thought you had a terminal illness. Okay? Does that settle it down for you?
Yes.
Good. Perfect. Now, how much was the engagement ring, sir?
It was around $2,700.
Is that correct?
I wasn't there when he bought it.
Fine. Is it a nice ring? Do you have it with you?
I don't have it with me, no.
Fine. $2,700. And she gave you $300 towards the ring?
Yeah, because she wanted to change the diamond.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yes. Next time you get engaged, sir, don't let your fiancé give you anything towards the ring. It's tacky, especially when you're spending so much for the ring.
Well, I thought she would have been happy with the diamond I gave her, but she wanted to change it. So.
That should have been something that gave you a ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling. Okay. So far we're down to $2,400 that the ring was worth. Now, how much were the deposits that you put down?
Half of it is $2,100.
Okay, 2100.
2110.
And does your mother have her wedding dress?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you, I don't know where it is.
I'm sure she has it. If that's where you put the wedding dress, right, you gave it to his mother.
I left it at his house because I figured it would be better kept there.
So you have to get the wedding dress back. Do you understand? You're going to get the engagement ring back because we're going to resolve this very fast because clearly you two folks are not in love anymore, right?
Across all these stories, one pattern keeps repeating. People rely on feelings, history, and assumptions, and then ask the court to clean up the wreckage. A child support, understanding that never got written down. A roommate arrangement built on friendship instead of clear terms. A party where everyone trusted alcohol and adrenaline more than common sense. An engagement where love faded, but money, deposits, and jewelry still had to be divided like line items in a contract. The courtroom doesn't mend relationships, it just sorts responsibility. It decides who pays, who returns what, and who crossed the line from emotional to physical. The real cost isn't just the judgments, it's the broken trust, the lost friendships, the estranged kids, and the scars that last long after everyone walks out of the building. If you found these cases as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. And tell us below, which situation would you least want to live through? The child support war, the toxic roommate split, the ear-biting party, or the broken engagement with a ring on the line?